Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
All right, everybody, welcome to the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando. It is Monday. How you feeling? I know Mondays are sometimes a little rough, aren't they? But we're in this together. It's good to see you this morning. I'm Danielle Knox.
And I'm David Martin.
He's here.
And he is here on the couch with us this morning.
It's comfortable.
It is comfortable, isn't it? A little different feel.
Yeah. I'm never sitting out in the field, I realize.
You're like this. You're like going.
Always
Absolutely.
on the go. And I'm Deborah Cho. We are so glad you are here. Okay, meteorologist Brooks Gardner. Now with a look at our weather. And Brooks, it's going to be a really nice day today.
It will be. And by the way, that couch is legend. That couch is like, it's its own celebrity. It needs its own Facebook page. Yeah, it's beautiful today, guys. We've got highs pushing 80 degrees. It'll be pretty gusty. Perfect weather, though, for the theme parks. Low humidity. Now, where it's maybe not so perfect is going to be at the beach. And I don't mean to sound like I'm wavering on that. I mean, it's going to be nice if you're on the sand walking around. High temps in the mid-70s. But this water is super rough and super dangerous. High risk for rip currents, waves coming in at between 7 and 8 feet, high surf advisory. It's spring break for both Volusia and Brevard counties, and so a lot of folks may be heading that way. Just be careful, don't go in the water, and if you absolutely have to, just do so in view of a lifeguard. It's just not worth it. It's like a giant washing machine out there today. Very confused ocean. Lots of weird currents going on. We got an onshore wind about 20 to 25 miles per hour in gusts across the board. It's going to produce a really beautiful day out there, sort of a sea breeze for the whole peninsula, going from 68 degrees at 11 o'clock in Winter Garden up to 79 between 3 and 6. Just spectacular out there. And temperatures right about where they should be this time of year. Our typical high is close to 80 degrees. Here's a look at temperatures across the region this afternoon. Highs, Palm Coast 75, New Smyrna Beach 73, Palm Bay 77, Miko and Grant, Valkyria 76 degrees. Meanwhile, on the west coast, Horseshoe Beach and Cedar Key will be in the mid-70s, and along I-75 will be sitting right at or just above 80 degrees for a truly picture-perfect Monday. What a great Monday it will be. Coming up, we'll talk about a midweek weather system producing a brief warm-up and then a chance for a couple of showers. All right, guys, back to you on the couch.
We will take it. Thanks so much. The time right now is 9:02. This is a live look at our Launch Credit Union camera out at Port Canaveral this morning, and that is the Carnival Freedom back in Port near the Bahamas. Passengers will be getting off in just about an hour. They're still on the ship right now. Carnival had to cancel 2 upcoming trips after this one. Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie spoke with some passengers who are now scrambling to try to make new plans. 9:04, breaking right now. Deputies are investigating an early morning shooting in Orange County. It happened just before 5:30 a.m. at 25th Street and Westmoreland, south of downtown. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says a man was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Today, more Americans are expected to be flown into Florida as rescue operations continue in Haiti. Flights will land in both Orlando and Miami. Another flight arrived at Orlando International Airport yesterday. Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie is live there. Amanda, there are still many more Americans waiting to be rescued, right?
That's right, hundreds in fact, and we have been able to confirm that at least 11 Floridians will be on board a flight later today, supposedly around 12 o'clock here at the Orlando International Airport, arriving from Haiti. And we were able to speak with other passengers who arrived over the weekend, both on Saturday and Sunday, and they described Haiti like a war-torn area that is just worsening because of the violent gang presence in the capital city and elsewhere. Reporting live this morning, Amanda McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you. Well, developing out of Orange County, one person is dead following a shooting on Saturday night. Deputies confirming it happened at around 10:30 p.m. on East Colonial Drive near the 408 and Alafaya Trail. The victim, a man in his 30s, was taken to the hospital where he later died. We don't have word yet on a motive or any arrests. And 2 people are recovering this morning after their boat crashed near Sanford. Seminole County fire officials say it happened in the water near Old Geneva Road around 7 p.m. on Sunday. 2 people were pulled from the water. We're told one of them was in pretty bad shape.
It is now 9:07. Robinette and Hall are now fundraising again to try to stay in Central Florida for the week so that their kids can still enjoy spring break. We've got a link at fox35orlando.com. That was the previous story that we did earlier. We wanted to make sure that you knew that those folks could actually get some help if they need it, if you'd love to help them.
Amen to that. Deputies are investigating another deadly shooting in Orange County, this one taking place Saturday morning. 2 men were killed at an illegal after-hours club on North Pine Hills Road. The victims identified as 56-year-old Errol Sylvester Irving and 49-year-old Jocelyn Michael Gray. According to the sheriff's office, this club was operating out of a building with a sign that read tax office. Sheriff John Mina hopes new legislation will help deputies shut down places like this for good.
We have already shut down many after-hours nights clubs. Landlords, working with the state attorney's office, and so we're going to continue to do that because, as you saw last night, it just leads to violence.
The new legislation would make selling alcohol illegally a felony. If the governor signs the bill into law, it would go into effect this summer.
Well, new this morning, a man is in jail after police say he was caught walking around someone's home in the middle of the night. Officers at Edgewater say a woman noticed someone roaming around her house on her security camera early Saturday morning. Once police got there, they say the suspect, Scott Winkler, was hiding behind a fence. Winkler is now facing multiple charges, including loitering or prowling and also burglary. And in Volusia County, a fire destroyed parts of a building over the weekend. That is the Veterans of Foreign Wars post on Alabama Avenue in DeLand. Crews say they were able to get everyone out of the building. Luckily, no one was hurt, but there's still no word yet on what caused those flames. The state fire marshal is currently investigating.
New this morning, a surge of spring breakers is helping set new passenger records at Orlando International Airport. More than 100,000 travelers passed through the airport on March 16th. This milestone comes after the airport broke its last passenger record in December during the busy holiday season. Airport officials say passengers should expect more foot traffic during the spring and summer and arrive to the ticket counter and the security counter at least 3 hours before a flight.
Meanwhile, a new report shows most airlines are getting better at baggage handling. Most carriers lost or misdirected just under 6 checked bags for every 1,000 last year. That is down from the year before. However, United Airlines is still having some trouble. The carrier lost or misdirected more than 7 checked bags per 1,000. That's an 11% jump from the year before. The report shows Allegiant Air had the best performance out of all carriers.
Well, we have a lot more coming up on Good Day Orlando. We've made it to the last week of March. Oh my gosh.
It went by so quickly. So between spring break from coming up and sports, it's an exciting time of year here.
Yeah, it's also the time of year that seniors start to get a little comfortable. Coming up, we're asking our parenting expert how to help our kids avoid senioritis. Taking a live look, though, before we go outside here at I-4 in downtown Orlando, the city beautiful, certainly living up to its name here on this Monday. We'll be right back on Good Day Orlando.
I am going to force spring on the universe. Mondays Live with comedian Susie Essman.
Today at 10 on Fox 35.
Taking a live look now at Daytona Beach. It is the first weekday of spring break in Volusia County, and man, those waves are a-roaring, so we expect the sand to be packed with students. Stay safe out there if you're watching, because the winds are going to stay kicking up today. Well, joining me now is parenting expert Connie Albers. Good morning to you, Connie.
Good morning.
Thanks
it's
for
good
joining
to be
us.
with you.
Yeah, Connie Albers, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Brooks, you've got a little one at home and a couple of younger kids. You have this to look forward to, my friend.
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
Tell you.
I mean, goodness, and a big shout out to her for raising 6 of them successfully, all UCF graduates. Good night. Wow. Speaking of nights, hey, we've got a beautiful forecast here across Central Florida. 68 degrees at 10, 79 at 2 o'clock. I've got 3, and it's a lot to handle here in the household. 4 total. Coming up, I'll show you how our 5-day outlook is going, and we'll even look beyond to the 7-day. Stay with me.
An unsolved murder from the 90s.
There's no case that should be left behind.
Police identified the victim with DNA.
It seems like science fiction, but it's science fact.
Could new clues catch a killer?
No one should wait decades for answers.
Central Florida's True Crime Files, Tuesday at 10.
Hey, welcome back. 9:22 on this Monday morning, and we've got a weather day today featuring quiet conditions as far as radar goes, with just a chance for a couple of sprinkles passing through the region. Otherwise, it's going to be a windy day today with high temperatures reaching the upper 70s. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful Monday, although admittedly breezy, and at the beaches that could present a problem as far as beach conditions go, because there's a high risk for rip currents and a high surf advisory with those waves breaking at over 7 feet. So for Volusia and Brevard County spring break happening this week, be extremely careful, students, if you're going to the beach. It's advised you just stay out of the water, and if you jump in, just do so near a lifeguard. But let's be honest, by Florida standards, this isn't like warm, as far as going to the beach goes. Certainly not going in the water yet, so maybe that'll be a self-regulating thing. 69 degrees right now in Orlando. Winds coming in off of the Atlantic about 20 to 25 miles per hour. It's high tide right now, so there's very little beach to even enjoy right now. But as the tide goes out this afternoon, there will be a lot more beach to be found and a lot more opportunities to catch some sun and throw a frisbee around. 61 degrees this morning, the low for Janet and Claremont. Jean and Deltona 58, Jean and Melrose 56 degrees. To the south today, we started off around 70 degrees down in the Rockledge area. And meanwhile, in Windermere, closer to 59 for Ross. Our Fox 35 weather spotters are awesome, checking in this morning with so many reports. We're going to top out today about 80 in Gainesville, 81 Ocala, and Palm Bay 77 today in Brevard County. Grant and Valcaria close to 76, Orlando 79, Winter Haven about 80 degrees. So let's talk about the beaches. We've got waves coming in about 6 to 8 feet today and tomorrow and Wednesday. So we've got a high surf advisory and a very high risk for rip currents. It's a very confused ocean as well. It's not really good surfing. We've got an onshore wind, and that's just kind of mixing it all up. It looks like a big washing machine. Lots of white water out there. Gusts to 30 miles per hour. Sprinkles possible today at Satellite Beach with 75 degrees. Now it's also a bad day to go on the open waters for boating. Small craft advisory, winds of 20 knots out of the east, seas up to 11 feet, choppy for bay and inland waters. So if you do fish on saltwater bodies in the boat, just find a little protected cove to nestle in to catch some fish. Port Canaveral, we're at high tide right now. Low tide coming up at 2:48 this afternoon. Speaking of fishing, in today's Good Day Catch, we've got Owen Taggart nabbing this big old red snapper. Meanwhile, Tano, age 6, with this largemouth bass, his first catch ever. This was on Lake Toho. And here's Tommy. This one's unusual. This is a baby hammerhead shark. He let it go. He threw it back. But that's when you want to use the forceps to get the hook out, because they got a lot of teeth, as you can imagine. And that thing was swimming right off Daytona Beach. I'd love to feature your Good Day Catch. Just email me at fox35catch@fox.com. Our fishing forecast away from the saltwater is looking pretty good, with temperatures warming into the mid-80s over the next couple of days. Well, today there is a threat here across Mississippi, Alabama, and southeastern Arkansas associated with a cold front. That cold front comes our way for Thursday, but in doing so, it loses all of its punch. So I'm not expecting anything severe, much less a thunderstorm. This looks like it'll just come through with some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder down toward Manatee County and Osceola County, maybe Manatee County down here in the Tampa Bay region, maybe even down in Highlands County. But otherwise for us, it's just there's no energy to exploit, if you will, to get storms really rolling. Put a thunderstorm icon on there just in case. Be weather aware on Thursday. That's our only weather maker this week. We go from the mid-80s to the mid-70s behind that front on Friday, and then for Easter weekend, spectacular. We're talking about 82 degrees on Easter Sunday for what will be a picture-perfect holiday weekend. All right, let's look at the weather forecast. We'll toss it back to you.
All righty, thanks so much, Brooks. Well, new this morning, FPL is talking about lowering rates.
And so, coming up, you're going to see how much money customers could save.
Plus, a week ago, a popular new Smyrna Beach restaurant was damaged in a fire. The owners of Papa's plan to rebuild, though. Find out how they're helping their employees in the meantime. In the meantime, ourselves, let's take a look at our Cool Today camera on iDrive this morning. Beautiful sunrise here on International Drive. Happy spring break to those of you who are still celebrating. We'll be right back.
Good Day Orlando is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Well, welcome back to Good Day Orlando, everybody. It's 9:30 on a Monday morning. Thanks for being here. I'm Deborah Cho.
Hi, everybody. It is good to see you on this Monday. I'm Danielle Knox.
And I'm David Martin. For you, this just in. The wheel at Icon Park has a new owner and a new name. A lot of you will like this. It will now be called the Orlando Eye again. The Orlando Eye by Merlin Entertainments is the official full name. It is the tallest observation wheel on the U.S. East Coast. Merlin Entertainments also owns the London Eye and is the company behind other popular Central Florida attractions like Peppa Pig and Legoland Florida. And frankly, we've all been calling it the Eye since they built the darn thing years ago.
I don't think we ever changed our verbiage. I think it was always the Eye, right?
So welcome back. That is a great name for it.
It certainly is. We do want to talk about this story that's happening right now. Owners and workers alike at a Volusia County staple are still trying to figure out how to move forward after a massive fire destroyed the restaurant last weekend called Papa's. It served in New Smyrna Beach for 50 years before that blaze. It was even the backdrop and scenes for an upcoming movie with Brad Pitt. Owners tell Fox 35 there are plans to rebuild, but they simply just are not sure how long that rebuilding process could take. In the meantime, all the employees are out of work right now, and so for now the staff will have to find another way to keep a roof over their heads.
Most people, myself included, don't just live paycheck to paycheck. We live paycheck till Monday. And unfortunately, that doesn't stop just because your place of business is gone.
Well, Balat tells us that she is hopeful that the community will return some of the positive energy they've shared over the years. In the short term, however, the restaurant owners have started to raise money themselves for their workers.
Donald Trump is back in New York City on Monday, where a new trial date may be set in his hush money case. But it's not the only legal issue that's coming to a boiling point for the former president. Fox's Madeline Rivera has more this morning from Washington.
It is 9:36 and developing this morning. The death toll in the concert hall attack in Russia now stands at 137. It is the deadliest attack in Russia in more than 2 decades. Russia declared Sunday a national day of mourning after the gunmen stormed the concert outside Moscow on Friday. They walked in and just started shooting indiscriminately. The terror group ISIS has claimed responsibility for this attack. The new bipartisan funding bill signed by President Joe Biden over the weekend puts restrictions on which flags can be flown over U.S. embassies around the world. One of them is the pride flag. The White House says President Biden will try to repeal the ban. He didn't veto the funding bill because it kept the government from shutting down. As of right now, the only American flag and a flag for hostages or wrongful detainees are the ones that can fly over embassies at this time. And a protest in Paris over the weekend. Migrant and homeless advocates rallied against the preparations for the upcoming Olympic Games in the city. They say organizers are pushing poor people out of Paris to make the city look more impressive to visitors. French authorities say they have 120,000 emergency housing spots available. The Summer Olympics in Paris starts July 26th.
Well, there was quite the show in the sky overnight that you might have missed. The first lunar eclipse was visible about 3 o'clock in the morning. It coincided with the only full moon in the month of March. This is all, of course, leading up to a total solar eclipse on April 8th. That's when the moon blocks out the sun. And the world is still reacting this morning to the news of Kate Middleton and how she's now battling cancer.
That's right. Now the royal family is thanking everybody for that massive outpouring of support.
Fox 35's Stephanie Bennett has the latest.
Well, a heads up for anyone planning a beach day in Brevard County, because lifeguards who are usually watching the crowds on Cocoa Beach, well, they're not there.
Right. Coming up, we'll tell you about the drama between the city and the county. Brevard County will step up to help in the meantime.
And before we go to break, on Friday, we met Tony Taggart from Sanford and his son Owen. Tony was the latest winner in our Good Day Orlando cash giveaway. He got a cool $500 for guessing the correct name we put up there on the screen. They dropped by to pick up their check for $500. They also dropped off a delicious homemade pecan pie. Right, it was delicious. Tony plans to spend the cash on a new computer for his son Owen, who is homeschooled. He's also a big fisherman, and he actually promised to send Brooks a picture of his next big catch. I got to tell you, it was just so nice catching up with him and meeting them. And he sent us all emails afterwards just saying what a wonderful time he had and how wonderful it was meeting us. He said it really was a dream come true for him. We'll be right back.
Let's take a quick look at our Orlando Sanford International camera. Right now we are seeing some flights belonging to Allegiant there. ready to get passengers out of Sanford. Sanford has got some great ways to some amazing cities. You can hop for a 3-day weekend. I really enjoy that airline. So good those folks traveling today.
And also, baggage rate, they keep track of your bags the best.
Yes.
Allegiant does.
Allegiant
we read that
does.
story
You
this
got
morning,
it.
so there you go. Okay, swim at your own risk. A funding feud is leaving Cocoa Beach visitors without.
So this is all happening right now, right in the middle of a very busy spring break season.
Fox 35's Randy Hildreth has more on whose eyes could be on the water now. Well, I-4 looking pretty good on this Monday morning. What gives? That is bizarro. But you know what? We'll take it. Must be still spring break
for some people.
right?
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Or you know what? Maybe those extra lanes are just working the way they're supposed to.
There you go. That could be
We'd
that
love to see that.
Yeah, this is a huge deal for the City Beautiful. About half of the people expected to attend the match will be from out of state. Tickets will go on sale this week. And speaking of this week, we were just discussing Easter.
Right.
It's an early year.
Hard to believe already.
It is. We've had a couple of those in the last couple of years. They come really early.
Yeah.
But the weather could not be finer for this Easter weekend. We're looking at low 80s and bright sunshine. I mean, really ideal conditions.
Oh, we love that.
Find all the eggs.
I mean, you know,
Do it.
It is going to be A+ weather.
We love it. Well, this is where you can join us on Good Day Extra, which comes up here at 10 o'clock streaming. We're looking forward to seeing you there, everybody. Were you leaving already, David? Okay.